Have you ever looked at yourself, do a self-reflection, a self-checkup of what you've done, let's say yesterday, let's say the whole year, everything you've done wrong to be able to better in the future? Have you ever done self-reflection to know what you've done wrong or to know what you've done that you could be better off when next you face this kind of situation? Could be some business. You want to get into a business, at the end of the final time of the business, you lost it. And you went back to the drawing board and said, what did I do wrong in this business? We've got to a level where we are almost to get the deal. And at the final attempt, you lost it. So what did I do wrong? Have you gone back home and do a kind of a self-reflection to be able to be better off next time you face this kind of situation? Or maybe you're trying to talk to a girl as a young guy and as a young man, and you've got to a place where you're almost there to have something real with this lady, and you lost it, and she kind of put you in the friend zone, which is an horrible place to be as a man, because we all have faced it and no one is perfect. And you came back and you said, what did I do wrong? Or are you the kind of person that put the blame on the situation, on the people, which is not bad. Everybody has the way to think things, But from the way I see it, I'm the kind of person that is self-critical. First and foremost, if I criticize other people, I always criticize myself to know what I did wrong and to know what I don't do wrong. And in this case, we're talking about Dricus Du Plessis. Not Dricus Du Plessis himself, but the coach. The coach makes the team and the team makes the player. And I believe even if it is in MMA, which is an individual sport, you still have a team that train you every day, that coaches you and make you that great person you want to be. Dricus Du Plessis coach. First and foremost, let's talk about the fight. Dricus Du Plessis went into the 5th round with just 4 strikes. Quote me wrong. Dricus Du Plessis went into the 5th round with just 4 strikes. And if you look at it in total, plus the 5th round, it was 549 to 49 strikes, which is an average of 2 or 3 strike, no, 1 strike per round, which is remarkable. This is the most dominant ever UFC title we've ever seen. Like UFC title performance we've ever seen. This is so dominant that it happened to a person which we don't believe, which we even consider the last person this kind of thing will happen to. And the coach came out the other day. Because now it seems Dricus Du Plessis is somebody who is very outspoken, who tells us most of the things he wants to do and how he sees fight. But there's something I noticed after that fight. Dricus Du Plessis, I've not posted anything. I've not said anything. But the coach came out the other day and said a lot of things which made me reflect on, like, as a coach, you don't have to say this kind of things. First and foremost, your own fighter was dominated, ragdolled during 5 rounds, 25 minutes. Nobody expected that. I mean, nobody will bet their money and said Dricus Du Plessis will be dominated for 25 minutes without okay, we will accept with the first round. Okay, first round, Khamzat Chimaev is like a wolf in the first round. Like, he comes with all this whole energy. Oh, let's forget about the first round. It's gone. He's going to get tired. Second round, the same thing. You didn't change the game plan. You didn't think of what to do as a coach. Third round, okay, this is where Dricus Du Plessis has to come out. Everybody was like locked in. This is where Dricus Du Plessis has to come out and show. And what happened? The same thing. Fourth round, oh, this is getting interesting. Somebody must have to knock Khamzat Chimaev out, and if that person has to do it, it has to be Dricus Du Plessis. And what happened? He was ragdolled again. Fifth round, still the coach didn't change the game plan. There was a video of the coach was like making this gesture, like he has already lost hope. And you came out in a recent interview and said the referee should have stopped the fight because the fight was boring, and they should have stopped the fight and make them stand up. I mean, you're in a title title championship, mixed martial arts. Somebody need to remind the coach that this is a mixed martial art, and UFC is a mixed martial arts organization. From 1 to 25 minutes, you didn't change your game plan, and you're here putting the blame on the referee for not standing your guy up, and also considering Khamzat Chimaev as a boring fighter, somebody who just rolled the blanket on your own fighter. Which there was a video, guys, if you remember, there was a video of it's so funny. There was a video of Dricus Du Plessis being dragged to the limit against 6 or 7 men in South Africa, and none of them could put Dricus Du Plessis down. I don't know if you remember, there was a video. And what happened? They showed that video to Khamzat Chimaev, and Khamzat Chimaev said, "They are not me. These guys are just small guys. That let me hold him in the ground and let him see." And the same week leading to the fight, Dricus Du Plessis coach and Dricus Du Plessis himself said, they cannot beat me with just one game. So they kind of underrated Khamzat Chimaev wrestling. They kind of underrated many of these Dagestani wrestling, which have given them a lot of success in recent years when it comes to the UFC championship belt. Are we going to mention Khabib? He was ragdolling everybody. Now Islam Makhachev, now Merab Dvalishvili, and now Khamzat Chimaev. And still you are still telling me that this is underrated, and you still come out and say in a recent interview that the referee should have done better. The referee should have stood up your men, make them stand, fight up. This is you giving an excuse. I was expecting the coach to come out and say, "Sheesh, we've never seen this kind of wrestling before. We are going to come back. Go back to the drawing board and work and make sure that we come back." This is what I expect from the coach. But no, the coach was bullshitting Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev literally dominated your own fighter, the fighter you considered as the strongest man in the division, the boogeyman in the division. He ragdolled him for 25 minutes, and you coming out to bullshit Khamzat Chimaev for being your new undisputed middleweight champion that he took from you, and looking for an excuse saying the referee should have stood you up. The referee stood your guy up 2 to 3 times. I don't know how many times he stood Dricus Du Plessis up, giving him chance because he was really tired. I have never seen a fight someone was crucifixed 5 times and there was no solution. Dricus was looking for a way to escape. He couldn't escape. And if you look at 2 of them, who is more bigger? Who is more stronger? Dricus Du Plessis. And I was expecting something better from this man. I was expecting something reflective from this man, saying, "Oh, sheesh, we did wrong. We're going to come back. Khamzat Chimaev was the better guy. He defeated us. I mean, wrestling." Okay, if you're complaining about Khamzat being boring, being holding you in the blanket, what are we going to say when Dricus Du Plessis faced Israel Adesanya? He should have won. He should have tried to knock Israel Adesanya out. But how did he win? He win by submission. And Dricus Du Plessis have tried to take Adesanya in that fight more than 3 times, which he didn't have success in, before he took him the 4th time and submitted him. The same way Khamzat Chimaev tried to do with you guys, and you guys are coming out and saying that it is boring, that the referee should have stood up. I mean, guys, honestly, if Dricus Du Plessis is thinking the same way the coach is, Dricus Du Plessis will never see that UFC title belt again, because Khamzat Chimaev, let me even make it clear, Khamzat Chimaev is going to be the reigning, undefeated UFC middleweight champion for a long time. Because you see those middleweight, none of them can be able to defeat him. None of them can be able to defeat him. If you want to defeat Khamzat Chimaev, make sure your takedown is as good. And people are saying Reader, RDR, and this guy. I have watched that guy fight. I don't think this guy can have the possibility to defeat Khamzat Chimaev. Because if you guys think Khamzat Chimaev cannot strike, watch his next fight. It's going to strike you out. It's going to strike. I told you I have a name that I think would defeat Khamzat Chimaev. But I'm not going to say it. But for the coach of Dricus Du Plessis to come out and start looking for excuse and start saying that Khamzat Chimaev was boring, that the fans was booing him, that the referee should have made them stand up more, is not what I was expecting from a high top level coach like him. Go back Look at the drawing board. Watch the fight again. Call Dricus Du Plessis. Go back to work. Train, call the people you know that can help him defend takedowns, because there were a lot of mistakes. Even me myself, which is not a really specialist in wrestling, although I defend a lot of takedowns, a lot of them, I saw a lot of mistakes because Du Plessis did in that fight, allowing Khamzat Chimaev to easily take his double leg, two of his leg easily. Is something the coach has to go back to the drawing board and look at. I wasn't expecting this from this top level coach like Dricus Du Plessis coach. Guys, let me know what you think about his statement. I mean, if he doesn't know, maybe he's still sleeping. Wake him up and tell him that there is a new middleweight champion in the world, and his name is Khamzat Chimaev. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.